What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 60 of my Total Warhammer 3 Zhatan the Black Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Yobaz Stormbreaker managed to catch out Queek Headtaker outside of Kradtommen, which is what we were planning, and I'm really happy that we did manage to pull it off. This means that I believe Clan Moors is pretty much broken. I think this is their only settlement, unless I'm mistaken, and with no army remaining, we should actually be able to auto-resolve the place and be done with the rats. Most importantly, the Skaven Plagues. As soon as these run their course, they will be done for good. And I'll be very happy not to have to deal with the extremely annoying things. Let's just do that ASAP. Otherwise, we do have a lot of battles still to fight. The Crooked Moon War has only just begun, and on top of that, the Bloody Hands have declared war on us as well, so the war in the Badlands will continue to, well, continue. I'm also expecting that the Golden Order will declare war on us before long. You can't even see how much they hate us, but I'm willing to bet it's quite a bit. So, yeah, we'll have to be prepared for that one as well. Anyway, before we get started this episode, I do gotta remind you guys that this is once again a 5th episode in the series, being a 60th episode, and not to forget to drop those likes and comments below if you've been enjoying this particular Let's Play, want to see it updated regular, want to see more Total Warhammer 3 or Total Warhammer in general content on this channel, yada yada yada, YouTube stuff, etc. Alrighty, let's begin with what we gotta do here. I've done the tech thievery as usual and a few of the other admin things. Zhatan, you have things to do. You can head out to Karagorud. It looks like this little slan is outside it, but isn't actually defending it, and the defenses there look to be pretty poor. I think you should be able to auto-resolve this one, but let's give it a try, and let's see. I want a full proper stack to fight Zhatan, that's what I really want. Just to see how they compete with him, essentially. Especially with his now 4 trains. And not to worry, we'll build another army with multiple trains as well. Auto-resolve, yes, we basically took no damage, yeah. Alright, game recognizes Zhatan's power. We're gonna get the raw materials once again rather than the labor. And because we need the raw materials to upgrade everything, well, we remain with materials at sea. Karagorud, we're going to occupy you at tier 5. Lovely. And then we'll build you with the other stuff afterwards. And ooh, we have an obsidian quarry here. Is it called a quarry? Yes, it is. Alright, you're going to go to Masterful Architects, and we'll deal with the buildings at the same time when we deal with them. Who's up next? Now that the convoys are done, I really wish we didn't have to scroll by all of this every single time, but what can you do? Internal Recruiter Zork, you actually have some recruitment to do, namely the Infernal Guard for Thrunbaj, whose army is not yet complete. So, let's just see here. We can build 1, 2, 3... let's say 4, 5, okay, we need 6 as I recall. So 1, 2, 3. Oh man, this is getting expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. It's gonna take another turn, but not a big deal. And then we'll use Infernal Ironsworn and Gorth of the Cruel's army, maybe with a few borrowed units from, let's say, Chaos. Somebody with whom we actually have a decent amount of allegiance at the current time. Just to double check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine as it is. Alrighty, who's up next after Internal Recruiter Zork? Yobaz, yes, let's head you out to take out Karakazgal. And we'll probably have to move Overseer Vargash, and well, not have to, but we will move Overseer Vargash in close victory, which means damage, but a little bit less so, I'm sure, once the follower army is here. So, you're gonna jump like this. Alright, beside Yobaz. Alright, then, wait, before I forget, you are supposed to join this army. We're gonna move you here, you're a fire mage, yes, yes, okay. We're gonna have you, Yobaz, auto-resolve this, assuming that nobody dies. There's obviously no need to fight this garbage. Yeah, we barely even took damage to the Gobbo armies. And we are, ooh, yes. Nearly 5k raw materials, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Clan War is destroyed, alas you've moved too far away so that you can no longer occupy the place, but we'll occupy it next turn. I don't imagine there's any ally nearby that could steal it from us. We are also going to move out Ukani. So I'm going to keep around despite his low level, and I'm going to pop him into Overseer Vargash's army. I'm just attached to him because he's a very old hero that we've got around for a while. It's just we've outpaced him by virtue of the levels, but to be honest, we have all the good fiery stuff, or most of the good fiery stuff anyway, so it's not a big deal. And yeah, Ukani, you can join Overseer Vargash next turn. Vargash, I guess you can get rid of... let's get rid of one of the ranged units. They're a little bit less useful, I think, or at least the Hobgoblin Archers as opposed to the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders. Alright, Mad Hatter of Zharr, you are still here. You're still waiting for your troops. Overseer Blackbeard, you are waiting for your mage as well. So let's have you join. Do you have the right kind of Taurus? Yes, you do. Overseer, let's get you like this. And let's pop you into Overseer's army, and then he'll be following Mad Hatter of Zharr around. Wait, who's Overseer Jegthar? Oh, he's Drajuat's Overseer, okay. Maybe I should have just renamed them, like, Mad Hatter's Overseer and Draj's Overseer, etc., but I'm too lazy to rename them now, so I'm not gonna bother. What do we have at Black Crag in terms of defenses? Fairly weak as well. I'm not sure that it's worth our time fighting it. Let's see. I mean, yeah, low casualties, they have no chance, absolutely no chance. We'll just auto-resolve this one as well, I think. We've got better fights in the future, after all. Let's march stance, and I'd like to advance a little bit further. There was a stack, I believe, guarding this place. Ah, yes. Fallen King Mountain has a stack, plus some defenses. If we send just one of these armies in, I think that will actually be much more worthy of a fight than Astrogoth, I believe, is nearing to Kislev with all those stacks there, though we may want to take Beckhofen first before the other guys do. We also gotta remember that the Karazakharag Dwarfs are still alive all the way back there, even with the fall of Black Crag, so yeah. Alrighty, anyway. Draj, take Black Crag, auto-resolve. And we will sack the place, raise the place I'm in. Ah, look at all that raw material. Channeling staff, hold up, that's fine. Draj, take the place at tier 5. Beautiful. Alrighty, and we'll have a gold mine here. We still need Carrick Drawn and Iron Rock, but there's other good stuff here. Ooh, more Lord and Hero recruit ranks. Very nice. Keep leveling those up. Anyway, you two stay together, just near each other, I guess, until the Mad Hatter's troops are ready, which will be another 2 turns, I want to say. Let's double check here. 1 turn. All right. And Troop Train, you are heading out to Tordric Drake Killer. You know, can you reach the Troop Train right now? I'd rather you take the units immediately. Which, by the looks of it, you can do. Beautiful. Alrighty, Drake Killer, your army is complete unless I'm mistaken. Are you missing anything? I guess we'll see in a second. Like so. Nope, you are not missing anything. There we go. Finally, a new army, more Kadai Farborn, and our only army with Deathshrieker rocket launchers. In fact, so many of them that we're using them instead of any other range units like Fireglades and stuff. Troop Train, you're going to return to Recruiter Hammerfist, who will transfer these units and then continue recruiting for other armies. And Overseer Traino, I guess you're just going to stay here until we're ready to have Tordric Drake Killer come up into the mountains with you. Or maybe this way, I haven't decided which way yet. Alright, the other Troop Train is also holding some stuff, but, you know, not a big concern at the current time. Anyway, let's see who else has to move. Thrunbaj, okay, you guys can wait here for now. Gorthy, I guess we could have you take the Fallen King Mountain and move Thrunbaj out down here. Can he jump across this? No, he can't. He'll have to move through Silver Pinnacle. It's a little bit irritating. I guess we could move him down here and then jump through the Desolation of Drakenmore. Maybe even stop on by at Mount Gunbad. Certainly potential for that. But we'll wait because I want to see whether there are other battles as opposed to this one. We already checked you, Troop Train. Astrogoth, yes, you are going to take Beckhofen, or raise Beckhofen. And we will level your guys up a little bit later. Like so, this is... yeah, these are armored costers. They're so fragile. If this was all Zargard, I would have fought this, but there's no need. There's no need. Let's make some advances. I want the endgame scenario to start ASAP. Raise, please, and occupy, please. Ranger Standard, and yes, more towers. We're not running out of Conclave influence, right? Yeah, no, we're not. We're not at all running out of Conclave influence. Do we want to colonize Zavastra so that we can trade it? Maybe. Alright, colonize Avastra, try not to die. I mean, and we don't actually really care if you die, but just do it. You're a temporary army after all. And once again, we'll build Beckhofen with the other stuff once we get to building stuff. Kigal Skolson, do you want to move to Fort Stragov to prevent Kostelton from reclaiming it? I think we're okay for now. We'll actually see whether he does or he doesn't. So we'll ignore this for now. Kigal Skolson, you are... Yes, I already checked you. Overseer Vargash. You're one of these guys. Overseer Trano, we put you where you're supposed to be. Is there anybody else? Ah, yes, the Raiders. Oh, and I did want to build a couple more Raiders. Let's move you here. Raider the Scourger, and it looks like Eltharion wussed out. What a little wuss. I'm really getting annoyed at these elves. They're keeping our Raiders from accomplishing anything just by being annoying. We could go for the Skull Reef, but once again, there's an issue with that. Oh, wait, actually... Huh. Maybe this is a good thing, because by keeping Eltharion here, what's essentially happening is that he's trespassing every turn through the territory of the Huntsmarshal. We might be able to force them into a war with each other. Granted, Huntsmarshal is also fighting a lot of enemies, and he's starting to run out of troops, so maybe it won't matter. We could also try hitting Ulthuan. There doesn't seem to be any enemies here because they would have gone for Count Noctis. I'm disinclined to leave the Skull Reef, though. You know what? Let's go here. We'll see if Eltharion heads out to sea with us or not. Yeah, there's another stack there. Oh, I might have made a mistake. Okay, no, Eltharion can't reach us, but if this army stays here, maybe we land both armies and then hit the Monument of the Moon, depending on where the other elven armies are. We'll see. It would be nice for the Raiders to pay their dues or whatever, because they're not doing anything right now. Erish Kagal Osgal, you are supposed to return back to our own territory. Can you jump over this? No. Alright, go here. You're gonna jump to Spike Peak, and then you're going to go back to where the recruiters are. You're going to form the basis of a new army. Definitely want to transfer those, not trains, but the, what do you have again? Oh yeah, you have these two. Okay, you have Thomas the Warp Engine and the Iron Man. Yeah, we definitely want those to form the basis of a new army. They're named, and they're old, and they've got a lot of experience. Do we want a global recruit here? Yeah, I think we do. Let's do one, and then let's do... Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh, just do 6, like that. Perfect. All right. That looks good to me. Anything else here? Mad Hatter, we checked ya. Overseer Vargash, we checked. Okay, I guess since there is no, by the looks of it, other army, here's what we'll do. Gorthy, we're gonna have you strike at the Fallen Mountain and actually fight it. You are not, however, going to ask the others to help, so you'll do it by yourself, which should make it a more entertaining battle, especially since there's a stack here. Then we're gonna send Thrunbaj here, and we may or may not attack Mount Gunbad with him, depending. Oh, I should have marched stance, but it's okay. Overseer Vargash, you will... I mean, there's no armies nearby, just move in march stance here. Maybe I should have just jumped you like I did Thrunbaj, but whatever. Alright, Gorthy, let's have you fight. Looks like a fun time. Do we need you to level? I mean, oh right, you're not actually buffing anybody. Nah, you're fine, for now. Though once again, we will be transferring it. What do we have here? A decent amount of gobos, giants, some trolls. I still don't think that they'll have a very easy time against us, but who knows? We gotta remember that Gorthy doesn't have any buffs, so no red line is affecting any of his units. His heroes are weak and low level, and we have no melee line whatsoever, though the pew pew lasers is still great. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. I'm pretty glad to be using Gorth's Fireglaive army on the field, as we normally rely on using it in settlements. Well, maybe not rely, but have been constantly using it in settlements. And while I do very much enjoy that, it's also nice to see the Fireglaves work it on the field. Obviously, we're going to start by annoying the enemy army as much as we can, which means a combination of spell work and bound abilities. 3 Bale Taurus Breaths coming in with a Flame Storm to follow up, and a few other things as well. We also got the Hell Cannons firing, on which we don't see a lot, but, well, a nice little bit of a change of pace for these things, at the very least, and we'll see if they can do some damage by the time the enemy gets to us, though not gonna be so much if you end up targeting heroes like this. The Flamestorm is gonna get followed up by that Dreadquake Mortar Battery over here, together with the Ash Storm, while on the other side, to keep the enemy closer to the Flamestorm, which, to be fair, doesn't appear to be doing much this time around. Oh, we've summoned our units of Kadai Fireborn. Once again, gotta try to get all those cooldowns off so that we can use the abilities again when the enemy gets a little bit closer. And speaking of getting the enemy closer, they are starting to approach us, though Fireglaves have not even fired as yet, and they're just about to begin. Seeing a few shots coming in from our Castellans, and there we go. Alright, Fireglaive sniping those poor squig herders, hoppers rather. Alrighty, the hoppers are gonna get followed up by another unit of cav, however, they're the enemy's own Goblin Wolf Raider, not Hobgoblin Wolf Raider. I wonder if their stats are identical. I haven't actually checked. The Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders versus the regular Goblin Wolf Raiders. Gotta compare them at some point. A Giant is also starting to approach us, getting not shot by the Hell Cannons, but the Hell Cannons are focusing on the Gobos anyway. And there we go, Giant is starting to now take hits from the Fireglaves, just like the Gobos are as well. And the Fireglaves, I'm sure, will knock said Giant out fairly quickly. Though at this point I don't believe I'm even bothering to tell them to specifically target anything. They can just fire at will and target whatever they please. We do have our one unit of Down Goes the Giant, interrupting every thought I have. We do have our unit of Hobgoblin Cutthroats out in the field in front of everybody to, well, sacrifice themselves essentially. And, well, they don't really need to be in this army, A, and B, this army is going to be completely retooled and switched to another lord, and about halved in terms of what we keep using and what we don't, so it doesn't really matter what happens to those Gobos, not that it ever does, other than Gordas' Gobos, of course. We have the Skullcrackers, who are also waiting on the flanks here, and while probably not the best idea to use them against Cav, this isn't the stronger types of Cav. It's not like a set of Chaos Knights or Demigriffs or something like that that would just destroy the poor unit, so it's hardly a concern. And Gobos are rushing towards our line, some nasty Skulkers, though a few volleys from our Fireglaves and Blunderbusses see them off, and the enemy's balance of power is now at about 10%-ish or so. Our flanks do appear to be safe, as the Skullcrackers have managed to see off any flankers with their, well, Skullcrackers? I assume that's the name of the weapon as well that they have, their main weapon, not just the vehicle. But what I'm getting at is they succeeded in keeping our flanks safe, despite the lack of melee. Looks like a Black Orc Big Boss has gone after one of our Infernal Castellans. We did pop the Armor of Contempt in order to make sure that he doesn't die, although at 130 armor and 78 melee defense, especially when the buff is up, it looks pretty good. To be fair, we haven't seen a lot of... Ooh, I like that swing with the Fireglaive that he's got there. Yeah, it was nice. We haven't seen these guys fight in melee a lot, but especially our high-level ones, they're built up to be fairly decent melee fighters, so it's not like this is, or range rather, is all they can do. Fire into their backs as they try to run away, please. And I do believe with that, the battle is pretty much over. I think that was a Cinder Blast shell that he let off. Alrighty. Yeah, looks like they really didn't manage to get to our front lines. We can see all the bloody spots and wrecks of their pump wagons and stuff as they tried to move up. Oh, another set of wrecks of pump wagons. And ultimately, it looks like our firepower was too much for them. And our Skullcrackers did well as well. I'm happy with their performance on the flanks here, as once again it kept the enemy from annoying us. Curious to see how much damage the Hell Cannons put out, considering they're nearly out of ammunition. 103 kills and 6.5k damage. Yeah, not really comparable to the Infernal Guard. 51 kills and 5k damage. Yeah, these things are kind of meh. And I mostly had them fire on the enemy gobos, units that they should be pretty darn effective at destroying in droves. Yeah, they tried to fire at the giant and the heroes a few times, to be fair, but that was only when switching targets essentially, and that did keep them firing at the gobos. So yeah, definitely outperformed by the fire glaives, so they'll need to be replaced in this army with either dreadquakes or magma cannons. Alrighty, regardless. Decisive victory for us, and not surprising, and we gotta enjoy this army as we can, and before we retool it to something different. Alrighty, there we go. Nice little fight. Had to sacrifice our hobgoblin cutthroats more or less, but hardly unexpected in pretty much all-ranged army. We are going to occupy the place's factory, as we tend to do right now. And hey, Gorthine has perfect vigor. That'll be nice for him. Also, mission successful. Do we have any new missions? Yes, we do. Dreadfleet. Definitely want to get that up and running. Mary, let's try Harrieth. Except to that, and the other one disappeared. Huh, why? I wonder why. Double checking the outposts now, might as well upgrade them while we're in this menu, even though it'll also show them to us at the end of the thing. What are we at? Ooh, 60 income with the exiles of course, 60 allegiance. Not bad. Not bad. Might be able to get a few units up and running. We'll have to see which ones we want, though. What do we have in terms of whatever else we have left to move? I think we moved pretty much everybody, yes? Yeah, that was... wait. Yeah, that was the battle that we were going to figure out whether we fought this, depending on whether there were better battles to be found, and that was the battle that we did find. Alright, let us then... let's see, we're building an Overseer or possibly Raider here. We're gonna build another one here, and then I want another one to start at the Temple of Skulls. So let's get you another Overseer. Selfish. Kind of garbage, but whatever. And then we will get you to start recruiting as well. So let's start with the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, and we'll continue with the sneaky gets, and depending on whether you're a raider or not, we will get you a some artillery. Let's also get you a mage, controlling, phlegmatic. Oh, I hate those. Controlling, manipulative. Enemy leadership reduction. Let's do that. All right, and then Great Taurus. Why do you have a Great Taurus? Let's get you a Bale Taurus, and I'll level you up between the episodes so that I don't have to deal with the skill points right now. Alrighty, in terms of buildings, well, we got buildings. Yes, we do. Let's see what we're looking at here. Don't care about either of those. We got 3 turns left to materials at sea, but we do have to keep an eye on that. Let's see where we actually have places where we can build stuff. Defenses here, Ostermark. / Beckhofen. Does this reduce construction cost? Oh, it doesn't reduce construction cost. Okay. Which means 5 turns, 3 turns, and... okay, that's a lot, okay. Beckhofen, you are called Ostermark. So, what we'll want to do... something like this, and then where's Ostermark? If I can find it here, yes. We're going to transfer all this labor here, accept. And that should allow us to build up the pottery and rush it immediately to then reduce the construction cost of everything else here, especially since we won't have the other construction cost reduction for a while. Lovely. And with Astrogoth here further reducing construction costs, it's actually very cheap now, which is lovely. In fact, let's rush the Mega Mortar and let's rush the first level of the Thane Guard thing, but that's about it for the labor that we have here. We'll probably transfer more laborers later as well as we go. And let's also get to you a Patrol route, and let's get you a... And Demon Smithy. Can never have too many Demon Smithies. Honestly, I'm still not sure whether we actually need the patrol routes anymore, at least in these territories that are far away from our main territories. And do still have a little bit of negative public order. Collected income, difficulty level, and labor population. Yeah, so maybe it is worthwhile. Just so we don't have to deal with negative public order. As though some of these places won't have a labor population whatsoever, like Helpit, so... Again, not super important. Let's continue the building, shall we? Death Pass, you're up next. Ah, yes, another one of these tier 5. We're ignoring Southern Oblast and Troll Country, so yes, Death Pass. Gold, there's gold in them there, crags. Let's go for you and you. I'd love to rush you, but we're probably fine right now. And, oh, you also have reductions because of the lords in the settlement. Nice. Nice, public order, and lastly, once again, the Demon Smithy. Beautiful. And I'm hoping that at the end of the day, when we have enough Demon Smithies, we might actually have a sufficient amount of them to not even need Tech Thieves anymore. I'd really prefer not to have the Tech Thieves at this point in time, because they're a little bit annoying to deal with. Anyway, Granite Mess, if you have the walls coming up, Machrock, you're going to need walls as well. I guess you can have the Gold Panners, or, you know what, we don't need the money. Let's get more Castellan capacity then. I like so. We'll do the same thing here, just armaments and stuff. Obsidian Quarry increases raw materials output, which we won't be getting here because this place needs to be defended. But it does produce raw materials itself, so it will... Yeah, we'll still get a benefit out of it. And let's do that, and let's do that. And I guess everything else here is standard stuff. All the standard stuff, plus a Demon Smithy. Hey. There you go, beautiful. 8 Peaks, you're up next. Let's build up your everything. And keep getting those great kilns of Kashut up and running so that we don't have to deal with them later on. Skipping the rail network though, as usual. Northern World's Edge Mountains, we can get the Mega Mortar up and running. Karakungor definitely needs you up and running, both gold and walls. We'll start with gold, we'll follow by walls ASAP. Crater of the Waking Dead. Have I been calling it Crater of the Walking Dead when it's Waking Dead? I feel like I have. Whoops. I feel like I've been doing that in every single campaign, but it's too late to stop it now. You're also building a ton of armaments. You are... Do we go for gold here or no? Or do we just go for more capacities? Yeah, I think we're just going to keep going capacities now. Once again, our gold is fine. Capacity is more difficult to acquire at this stage, and even though we are building up more armies that are going to cost more stuff, we're pretty okay. Altar of Fire, money, and everything there. Beautiful. And Spite Peak, you're going to get walls and armaments. Armaments is the main thing, and honestly, I'd rather get more territories that take more raw materials and turn them into armaments rather than wasting more on gold. It's all about keeping a decent balance with this stuff at the current time. I mean, I guess it is at all times for the Chaos Dwarfs, because that's just how they function. Anyway, keep building. Celestial Lake, what do we have here? Yes to the Sorcerer Prophet's estate, which means soon we'll be at higher levels. Level 50 Lords. Rail Network again, Plains of Shen Rail Network. What do you know? Let's get the Temple Guard here. Let's get the... Oh, not the Rail Network. I'm so sick of seeing you. As soon as we have a surplus, we're building all the rail networks we can. Just so I don't have to keep checking them like this. Alright, we'll do you. Wolflands, that's a rail network, go figure. Broken Lands of Tianli, Incinerator, finally something that isn't a rail network. Celestial Riverlands, a rail network, and Blasted Wastes Incinerator. And you know what, let's build a few rail networks then. Alright, I'm sure this will mean that we'll probably run out of buildable stuff next turn or in the next couple of turns, as in the raw materials, but at least we won't have to check most of these provinces again. Still have to check a couple of them, but it's getting there. Oh, materials, let's see. You still made this so much easier, and I believe that is it, as in we don't have any more buildable stuff, and we don't want to build stuff there. Alrighty, I think with that, we are ready to... do diplomacy and then end the turn. I'd like to end the turn now so that I can do some of the admin between the episodes. Hopefully we don't get attacked immediately, but I guess we'll have to see. Scaling, Settle Torch, Shark Tooth. Hey, there's an ogre faction alive. Where are you? Huh. Oh, they're dead. They have no settlements. Damn. Unless this is an... no, it's not a horde faction. Ah, I got excited for a second. Shadow Legion Oracles drowned. Still going to continue ignoring the alliances at the current time, and that is that. So, with none of that to do, let's end the turn, and then let's see. Wait, do we have convoys? No, next turn. Skip, 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 and hey, where's Egg? How close are you to any of our borders? Not really. Not really all that close. Alright, looks good to me. End turn. We'll see if we get attacked. If we, regardless of whether we do or we don't, I'm gonna end the episode here, but once again, I want to see what happens, and I want to get those tech thieves between the episodes, so, yeah. Alright, looking good so far. Ooh, you know what? Maybe I'll do this between the episodes. I'll go into diplomacy again, and just if anybody wonders why our money decreases, I'm gonna pay a bunch of money to several factions, like Nagorond and the clan Scry or Skaven, just so that they like us more. Gotta get friendly with them. Maybe we'll do Rakarth as well, I'm not entirely sure. The problem with Rakarth is that if he starts fighting with Tzeentch, then Tzeentch won't like us. I guess we'll want to maybe do military alliance with Tzeentch before that. I'm not sure. Anyway, looks like no attacks this time around, so we'll be able to... Oh, one more tech thieves got wounded. We'll be able to pick and choose an... Oh! Why don't you do Confederated Scaling? Are the Scaling the ones that were here? No, this is the Tong. Damn. I was really hoping it would have been the Scaling that did that. Well, I guess they have some territory down here, then. I still want to strengthen Wintertooth, essentially. But anyway, ready for duty, troop train, technology research, cooldown, and lore of Hashut, wins magic reduction, Bull Center Guardian, recruitment cost, not bad. Convoy completed, Tower of Zharr, unit capacity for Lamasu, the one we needed the least out of all of them. Go figure. Alrighty, and that's it. So I'm calling the episode here. Next time, we will maybe attack Mount Gunbad. Ooh, there is a decent stack there now. Plus, yeah, this one might be worth fighting. Though I guess the question will be whether we fight with these two or move down to our own territory to fix up those armies as we wanted to. Either way, now that Draj is done here, he can start moving through Iron Rock and then either towards the orcs out here or northward towards Scarstick. Technically, we need to do both at the same time, so yeah. And then we'll need to move south with these guys probably to start fighting Khemri as well, because we don't want Khemri to go on and kill the Exiles of Khorne. We want to keep them around. Alright, lots of battles to come, clearly, so stay tuned for them. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.